Everything happens for a reason. And what do I mean about that? Stick around and you'll find out. Welcome to the Lafonda Jackson Show. My name is Lisa, and this is Teddy, and Lafonda is the Peterbilt 589. She's a company truck we are sitting in right now, and we are heading out to Ellensburg, Washington from Quarryville, Pennsylvania with a load of Amish furniture. And on this episode, I'm going to talk about everything happens for a reason. So you might think you take a wrong turn, you wake up a little bit later. Why did that happen? And then you find out everything happens for a reason. And I'm going to explain that in this video because I didn't know how I was going to make this video. I'm going out west, so I like doing my trip out west, showing the scenery, but a couple things happened. Well, actually, 3 things happened, and I'm going to explain every time I say to myself, everything happens for a reason. So, the first thing that happened was I was originally going to leave on Saturday morning, but I didn't have to leave Saturday morning because I needed to be out to Washington by Wednesday, and I only need like 4 days to get out there. So I was going to leave Saturday morning and take my time and stop at a couple different places and do some Christmas shopping. And then I checked the weather. The weather was going to be okay, so I didn't really need the extra day. And my husband was off work for the weekend, so I decided I'm just going to wait to leave until Sunday. Well, when we got up Saturday morning and he was checking on his phone, my husband, he found there was a really bad accident on Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania, and they had the road closed for a couple hours. So I said to him right away, everything happens for a reason. I guess it's good I didn't leave, because I would have either had to, well, I probably wouldn't have known about it until I got up there, so I would have had to take a detour. But if I would have known about it prior, I could have just went the turnpike, the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Right now we're sitting in Montana, and it is about 60 degrees. It's actually pretty warm for November, what is today's date? November 18th. And it's about 5:15 Mountain Standard, no, Central Standard Time. No, Mountain Standard Time. I get confused with these time changes. And then the second thing that happened was everything happens for a reason. So I decided, normally when I leave, I like to leave really early in the morning so I can get through Chicago around 3 a.m. and I left Sunday morning about 6 o'clock, which is not like me to leave that late when I'm heading out west. I like to leave fairly early. So I left at 6 o'clock, and I was kind of upset with myself until I started seeing all of the dead deer on the road that were hit from vehicles. Now is the deer season when they're rutting. So I was glad about that. And then, so I started later. Okay, I'm okay with that. And then I drive out to Indiana. I stop at the rest area where I stayed at for my 10 hours off. And the next morning, I started a little bit later because I was just been feeling so tired. I just came back from vacation, and I started a little bit later, and I skipped Chicago. I went Interstate 80, and I stopped at the Iowa 80 truck stop and got some Christmas gifts. And I'm not going to show you because the people that I bought for watch my videos. But I also bought something for Lafonda, and I will show you that right here. So after the Iowa 80 truck stop, I did not do any filming inside the store because I just wanted to do some Christmas shopping. My hands were full with my stuff that I was buying. And I left there and I went and I drove to Evansville, Iowa to get fuel. And when I got fuel, and then I went inside the store. And as I was paying for my stuff and checking out, there was another guy that was working there, that came and was talking to the lady that was checking me out. And he was talking about this police chase. And I guess it happened on Route 20 that morning or that night. And the guy, I guess, that the police were chasing, stopped their car, got out, and started shooting at the cops. And the cops shot the guy dead. And I was thinking to myself when he said that, that's why I started late this morning. Everything happens for a reason. Because I avoided that. They probably had the road shut down. So, I mean, everything happens for a reason. And then the third thing that happened was I'm in Montana right now at the Gray Cliff rest area. I got pulled into the DOT weigh station, and when I pulled on the scales, they randomly decided to do a level 2 inspection on Lafonda and myself. So while I was in there, everything passed 100%. But I got to talking to the female DOT cop. And she was awesome. I talked to her for like, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour. And we had an awesome conversation. And now I want to be a DOT cop. No. The next morning, I just came down off the Homestake Pass near Butte, Montana. And it is snowing like crazy. Big, heavy, wet snowflakes. Got my headlights covered. I couldn't see. And it's just now starting to get light out, but it was dark. I couldn't see anything. I had to pull over and wipe them off. Other vehicles did also. Everyone was pulling off. The snow looks purple because of my purple lights. Okay, ready to go, Teddy? We have to get going. It was really bad for about 15-20 minutes. And it was still dark out. And no one could see anything. Everyone was pulling over. And I couldn't see. I just felt the rumble strips and slowly went off to the shoulder here to wipe my headlights off. And within a couple minutes, it's light enough now for me to see. I know I have my wipers on full speed so the snow doesn't pack up on my wipers, because I hate when that happens. And I only went about, I don't know, 5 miles, 10 miles, and then it cleared up. So it was just a little snow squall at the bottom of the Homestake Pass in Butte, Montana. But it is that time of year. Even though I have the pre-pass, for some reason, Montana always pulls us in on these scales. So I'm here at the weigh station again. Sit. Waiting to get weighed on the scale. And this fuel tanker here in front of me, I passed him earlier, then he passed me again. Sit. See, wouldn't it be awesome to be a DOT cop and sit in there and weigh these trucks all day long instead of dealing with the snow and chaining up and all that crap? Just saying. stop at this one. Teddy was all excited because he made friends with that woman at the other way station in Billings. She loved him and he loved her. So he was thinking he was going to make more friends. Sorry, Teddy. Maybe next time. Now we're going over the Lookout Pass on I-90. Going to cross over from Montana into Idaho. This is my favorite section of the whole entire country. I love it. It is so beautiful. But in the wintertime, you see them stakes over there along the road. That's how high the snow gets. The snow gets piled up 6 feet, 8 feet. And here I'm passing this fuel tanker again. He's obviously loaded, climbing this mountain. But just wait. There he goes, flying down past me. And the reason I'm saying this is because he rode the brakes the whole way down for as long as I could see him. He never took his foot off the brakes. I thought for sure I would be seeing smoking brakes till I got to the bottom, but no, I didn't. And I passed him again on the next pass, and he went flying down past me again. I'm just saying, I think that's very unsafe for any truck, but especially a loaded fuel tanker. We are about 15 minutes from our hotel, but I stopped at this rest area to get Teddy out for a little bit, because when I get to the hotel, I never know if, well, I do know, if the other driver is going to be there, and we switch trailers, and then I check into the hotel, and Teddy is normally so excited he knows when we pull in there. So I like to get him out right before I get there, so he's not like sitting in the truck all. He's going to be antsy anyway, but at least he won't be having to use the bathroom. And then we're pulling in now to our hotel, and Teddy knows. He knows where we are. He's standing up, looking around, looking for that other driver, because he knows him when he sees him. He knows his truck even before he sees him. Good boy. And then we're going to switch trailers and check into the hotel, and let's see if Teddy gets the zoomies. He looks like a horse. We made it, Teddy. Let me get this off of you. Goodness. Good boy. There's Lafonda. I do want to say I met a subscriber when I was checking into my hotel. He saw Lafonda over there and came over and said hi, and hi Lisa, hi Teddy, and he told me he was a subscriber, and that was awesome. I talked to him for a little bit, but I did not have my camera because obviously I had it set up inside the hotel room to catch Teddy with his zoomies. Cows are so nosy. They want to see you, Teddy. Here they come. They say, what is this dog? What is this black thing? It looks like us. Howie. Hamburger.